It's great to be able to spend that time with family and be around and go out for the day and do the things that you want to do. And that means that I do have slow periods at other times, but not necessarily over Christmas. I talked about that in the last podcast about making sure that I had prepped and I was ready to go, that I'd organised my time, that I'd organised my calendar, so I knew that I'd have a couple of intensive days each week and then it would be slow again. Mentoring with Geraldine is a bite-sized practitioner podcast for naturopaths, nutritionists, herbalists and practitioners, responding directly to the needs of a practicing natural therapist. With interviews, herbal discussions, something business, something clinical, you'll get the variety you need to enjoy and stay motivated in practice. So thanks for joining me today. Don't forget to rate, review and subscribe to the podcast for our episodes. If you'd like more support, get in contact and I look forward to working with you soon. Hello everyone, welcome to Mentoring with Geraldine and the Bite-Sized Podcast. How the devil are you? So, we've been talking about prepping for Christmas and doing all of those annoying little things, as well as thinking about big picture and what we're going to be doing in 2023. So I thought today, what we really should think about is, what do you do when you've got a slow period? Because some of you may be open over the summer. I mean, July is my absolutely nothing happens at all. And every year I think to myself, does nobody love me? Am I the worst practitioner in the world? Is there nobody who wants to see me? I'm terrible. Clearly nobody thinks I'm any good or they'd be here. They'd come to see me. Oh, somebody's cancelled, until it dawned on me that it's cold and horrible in South Australia in July and everybody goes away. So of course they're not going to come and see me. They're on holiday, for goodness sake. And when it comes to the summer, I could still be seeing clients. My clients are still, the families I don't see, they often go away. There's a thing here where people, they live in the city and then they just hire a house down at the beach. And so, mum or dad, whoever can carry on at work in the city and they can be enjoying their time at the rented house down at the beach instead. Or they've gone to their own holiday house down at the beach, but they're still within distance of getting back to the city to work. So I can still have clients. I can still be seeing clients over the December, January if I wanted to, but I don't want to. I've always enjoyed my summer holiday. I've always enjoyed that time with my children. And now that they're older, and of course I don't see them as much, my son lives away, so he comes home for a short period of time. It's great to be able to spend that time with family and be around and go out for the day and do the things that you want to do. And that means that I do have slow periods at other times, but not necessarily over Christmas. I talked about that in the last podcast about making sure that I had prepped and I was ready to go, that I'd organised my time, that I'd organised my calendar, so I knew that I'd have a couple of intensive days each week and then it would be slow again. That I could have the days off, not that it would be slow, that I would have the days off because I'd had a couple of days of intensity. But what do you do when it's slow? So in July, when I was open, I would have my books open and I'd be like, well, there's no one here because I work from home. I'll go and do the laundry. I will go and clean the fridge. I will go and do some of these other tasks around the house. And that isn't what we should be doing in our dedicated business time. If our calendar is open to see clients and you don't have one, then do something else in your business. But think about it. Have a productive list, because it might be that I always know Acuity sends me an email at the beginning of each week saying, these are your appointments for the week. So I know what I've got coming up. I know what I have to get done, who I'm going to see. But at the same time, there might be open hours on my calendar where I could be seeing someone and no one's booked into those hours. So I don't automatically make those hours my own to do laundry or go for a walk. I might go for a walk actually, but I don't necessarily just convert them into working in a different way. All right. What I do is say, well, there's no one here, but hey, I've got to batch some podcasts. Hey, I've got to, get some social media posts out. Oh, I've got to write a blog. I've got to do the things that are part and parcel of my business, and to respect that the greater universe, the greater calendar universe has given me those hours in which to do it. And maybe in that time, I need to be manifesting. I need to be really thinking, what is it that I want? How can I get more clients in? Is it that I need to do some social media posting? I had a 90-day mentee the other day. We were chatting and she said that she'd done some reels, never done a reel before. After we'd spoken, she'd gone off, she'd done her first reel. She didn't have that many followers, but the reel had 100,000 views or 10,000 views or something, some phenomenal number of views for someone who has very few followers. So these things happen. You have that moment to spare. What can you do with it? And it might be part of your bigger picture. You might have a program you're thinking about creating. Now, I'm not an advocate for wholly writing a program before somebody does it, because they might turn around and say, oh, I didn't like that bit at all. And then you've wasted, 5 hours creating that one bit. So I'm more of a big picture and then create as we go, so that I can really make sure I'm creating the content that my client need, not what I think they need, if you get my picture. So when we've got this time, these individual client spots, it might be that, yes, you do a Pilates class. It might be, well, in my case, I would put the laundry on, come back, but do something. If you're going to do a different task, make sure it's only a 5-minute one, and it's only because your watch is telling you it's time to stand. Come back to your desk. Take that, go and make that cup of tea, but come back to that desk, sit back down, or turn your desk into a standing desk, and take that time to go, what else can I do in my business that's going to help me? It might be that you need to go and look at your website and update it. It might be that you need to update what you're doing on Google My Business. These simple tasks that don't take long. All right. You've got an hour. The client's not there for an hour. You can play Candy Crush for an hour if you really wanted to, but what a waste when you could be doing the things that are going to support your business. If you're renting a room, go into the room. Make sure you're there. Use that resource, and use the resource in a way that if it's in a clinic and there's other people there, can you go and stand behind reception, meet each client as they come in, introduce yourself to them. They might be the other practitioner's client. So maybe you're in a chiropractor. If you were to stand behind the desk with the receptionist and introduce yourself, hi, I'm, Geraldine, and I'm the new naturopath here. Here's my card. That's fine. It's you're doing something to promote your business and promote yourself in the time that you have. Don't think to yourself, well, I haven't got a client till 10, so I can, stay in bed longer and put washing on at home. That's not the point. The point of these hours within our clinic time is using them productively to promote and support our clinic. We can go back, we can check our clients' notes, we can check their, any bloods that may have come back or any results. We can research, but we do want to use that time that was designated for our business within our business. All right. I know of a lot of people who think, I haven't got anyone in, so I won't go in today. If you're going to work from home, you still need to do the work. You are your own employer. And because you are your own employer, you need to be productive for yourself. You need to still reach your own KPIs that you are creating. Okay. So hopefully I haven't made you think that you've got to be at it 24/7. Hopefully this conversation has made you look at your calendar and made you go, yeah, I can be fitting those other things into this time here and this time here I can take away reading research at the dinner table by putting it into the time when I wouldn't have bothered going into the office. I would have stayed in bed instead. All right. So it's just a case of looking at our calendars. We've got the new year coming up. I am going on about the new year, making sure that calendar's up to date, making sure you're ready for the new year, knowing when you're going to be away, knowing when the public holidays are. That was something I've always done, is I go to book people in and then I say, because I work Monday late night, and I go to book the client in and I go, are you free on the 1st? And they look at it and they go, oh yes, I am. That's a public holiday. Wonderful that you're working. I'm like, oh no, it's a public holiday. I'm not working. So going through and blocking out the public holidays on your calendar, all of these simple things can be done in those times when you're slow, rather than worrying about the fact that you haven't got a client in that time, because we do need business time as well. Running a business is always twice as much work as working for somebody else. That's just the way of business. So, and as we get bigger, we can take on other people. You can be sharing the load now. What can you share the load? Where can you share it? Who can you share it with? What can you give somebody else to do that would take you twice as long? Many people, they struggle with their website, take them 2-3 days to do one simple bit of website. Whereas if they hand it off to somebody else, they're done in an hour. So really think about how you're using your time and is it productive? That's today's. I hope you have a brilliant rest of day and I look forward to catching up with you on the next cast. I'll see you soon. Bye. Thanks so much for joining me today. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast for the weekly episodes. If you'd like even more support and learning, then the Academy is for you. Here you'll find part 2 of the herbal discussions, more clinical learning, and case studies to support your clients in practice. Bye for now.